I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible and just hope and pray God throws the algorithm out here to anybody that will understand it. But just here's a brief thought on, if you're someone that feels like a quote-unquote chosen one, targeted individual, what have you, but primarily, when you're in the chosen one set of things, for it being such a deep thing, and if you relate to that, you know what I'm talking about. There's so much to it. But it's also, let's be honest, like, it's something that a lot of us just found on YouTube one day. And if you've ever been in a forum or anything on Reddit or discussions or whatever, there's a lot of people that will dismiss it. Even in the spiritual community, they'll mock it. I've heard them referring to some sort of Japanese word. It's like people that think they have special abilities, so they mock it. They call it narcissism, which, if you're a chosen one or relate with that, that's exactly the opposite, because narcissists seem to be our biggest problem. But here's my brief story on it, okay? This I've tried so hard to dismiss it, and I've been, checking out info of this, I guess, really since like 2015, but really like the last 3 years, I found there's just so much stuff that's, I want to mock it. I want to be like, I try to keep an even keel with myself. Like, come on, man. Like, there's no way that this video, this random video, or this little thing's happening. And I see how easy it is to mock. But just for example, this is why I think there's something to it. I mean, there's been hundreds of times where I have listened to a video or some information on this, and it was so just boom, like on the head. But this particular time stood out more than the most. I was listening to a video. I think it was Stephanie P. Smith. But long story short, that day, I broke up from someone who I thought was my soulmate. Been single for about like 3 or 4 months, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna start getting out there. And I had a date that I was gonna go later on that day, and I didn't have much money. My rent was due. I had a lot of bills and stuff, and I was trying to figure out how to make it happen. So I watched this video real quick, and she specifically said, you need to go. She goes, God told me that whoever you are, you need to go clean out your car, and there's something in there. There's some sort of check or some sort of mail that you haven't opened up yet. Well, she said that, plus I was getting ready to go on this date. I didn't have much money. I was like, the least thing I can do is at least show up with a clean car. So I go in there, I'm cleaning my car out, and I find an envelope from a job from like 4 or 5 years ago, and it was my my IRA savings for that job, and it was like $1,600, and it was literally in the bottom of the floorboard, like under the mat, under a few things, and it had just been there forever. And I was able to cash that check and pay my rent, have money for everything. And it's stuff like that that's so, I mean, the main reason I did that was because I was drawn to this particular video about chosen ones and advice from people that relate with each other. And there's been so many other things like that. Now, is it a really cool coincidence? I mean, everything about it was positive. I went from an hour where I was stressing out, things were a little rough, and an hour later, everything was totally cool. And it was exactly what the video said. It's stuff like that. I mean, it seems so silly that YouTube could have some sort of like deep spiritual connection, but I think it's just the medium for it. It's how God works through all sorts of ways. And I want to know y'all's thoughts on this. I I quit making videos about this a long time ago, and I should have, because I shouldn't have stopped. I let the weird harassment that comes on, if you've ever been through the gang stalking stuff, you get the weird bots, you get the weird, like, chief handler, the poor or whatever. Like, I don't know if they're bots or what, or people pretending to be gang stalkers, or it's just real funny how you can make a video and just mention those certain words, and within 10 seconds, no matter who you are, you've got 5 or 6 comments from these people mocking you, telling you're schizophrenic, all this bad shit. And I allowed it to keep me from posting my advice, which I do regret. I could have there'd be hundreds of videos on here by now, and the hope is that maybe just something I said one day would help me, or help somebody else like it helped me. I mean, from the videos that are well produced, the researchers, the professors, the doctors that talked about this, to the guys you find, or the gals you find, that have 15 views on their videos, and they make videos just like this. But it helps. It helps to find someone that's talking about this, whatever it is. And I've been open-minded the whole time. Like, when you run into people and they mock it, they're like, you're mentally ill, or blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, sure. But that doesn't matter. Whatever this is, whether this is some deep spiritual thing, or we're all banana sandwich, it's a good thing to find people that understand this weird niche thing that we're trying to figure out that seems to only happen to us. So anyway, if you made it this far, let me know what you think. This is kind of just rambling, just throwing it out there. Have a good night.